Wayne and Shuster to mind, and that most important debut of theirs on the Ed Sullivan Show this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
For Ed Sullivan, their success in American television is inevitable. And in this New York interview with Walter Harris, he explains just why, as he dissects the anatomy of humor generally and the Wayne and Shuster brand specifically.
Ed, there's a good deal of excitement and gratification in Canada that you're signing Wayne and Shuster up for your program. Would you like to tell us about it?
I'd like to very, very much, Walter, and I trust that the excitement and delight above the border equals the excitement and delight below the border at our coup in getting Wayne and Shuster for our show. Because we're looking forward to their initial appearances on May 4th and May 11th, and then their subsequent appearances starting in June, with tremendous anticipation of, I think these two are the two greatest young comics I've run into, and their comedy is so completely literate, and it's so completely different from anything we've had in America that it's bound to be refreshing. American comics, unfortunately, all assemble the same group of writers, I think so, and you have certain gathering places for them, like Lindy's or Rubens or the restaurants here in New York, and the one writer then starts communicating his ideas to another writer, and suddenly you have a whole group of comedians coming on stage doing mother-in-law jokes and family jokes and not doing them too well. Now, these two fellows here work against the background of the finest scripts possible, because they're parodies on the assassination of Caesar. They take events that are internationally known and historically important, and then they embroider them with these delightful touches of comedy, bringing them up to date and making a Caesar assassination, putting it into mobster terms, American mobster terms. They're literate, they're truly amusing and gay, and I told them when they signed with us, I said, please stay in Canada and don't be contaminated by any of our gag writers down here. Just write your own stuff. I said, bring in your own musical conductor, bring in any performers you want out of Canada. I said, I don't want anything altered, because the thing that influenced me in getting you for our show was your success in Canada. And that feeling of mine is fortified by the fact that they've already passed the acid test before Canadian audiences. And I say that not in any sense of polishing the apple, but Canadian audiences have almost the identical awareness of comedy values as we have here, as I found out up at the CNE in Toronto when I was up there.
Humor always seems to be a fascinating and interesting subject, Ed. Would you say that basically there was any difference between the Canadian, American, and British senses of humor?
Well, before our experience on TV, I would have said yes, but since 10 years of experience on TV, in which our program has gone all over our country and all over Canada and out into Honolulu and up into Alaska, I'd say there's actually no difference at all. Now, that is proved by the fact that I brought over here to our country top comedians of England. And the top comedians of England, who were quite hesitant, actually, about coming here at first, discovered that their Mr. Pastry and their Hermione Gingold and all the rest of these fine British performers had equal, equivalent success in America. American audiences, outside of perhaps some colloquialisms that you'd have to change or some local references that would have no meaning here, the American audience reacted just the way I've seen them react at the Palladium or in any of the legitimate theaters in England. And by the same token, American performers going to England, like Danny Kaye, Victor Borge, Jack Benny, Phil Harris, Danny Thomas, Alan King, the Judy Garlands, and all of our singers have gone to England and found the identical response to them that they find in this country. So I don't think that tastes in humor vary.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Ed. And it's been an extremely interesting and also quite a moving interview. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for coming down, Walter, and say hello to all of our Canadian friends, because from the first time we went across the border, we were always so pleased with the Canadian reaction to our show.